And I think it will be very much of value to have established this kind of survey where these questions, like you said, Bruce. Are you guys hearing me okay?
Yes.
Because I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so the survey in the personal setting, so let's say we will take them for dinner or lunch, and we would have these questions where these, like you said, what could stop you on volunteering, or what are your qualities that you want to give to the community? Like, what is your best, how you could give to the community? Because the question, what would you expect, it's maybe premature, because there's so many things that I heard from some of you that people actually change their motivations while being throughout the club time.
Yeah.
So, and I would do the personality test for them. I would give them personality test, like if they're extroverted, introverted, like to establish already their profile of style of the personality. And then mentorship. So I would totally couple up with a more experienced member, and then he or she would maybe help out the member to do whatever they're doing.
That's right. Who do you think should be the mentor? Should it be the person that proposed the member for membership? Bianca's saying no. Okay.
Depending on the time and depending on the like, if the person, for example, is new themselves and they just passionate and they invited another person, then no. But if there's a person that needs to be a higher member that did the test, did the leadership program, and it's already organized and knows how to mentor.
Yeah. I got you. It shouldn't just be, don't automatically use a sponsor and say the sponsor is going to be the mentor, because the sponsor may not really know very much about the club itself. It might have only, like you said, or they may have a lot of information, but it's better. I think what I've read in some of the training modules that Rotary offers us, I think it works out better to have someone, identified as a mentor, maybe even trained as a mentor, as to what kind of information, what they need to do with our new member.
I think it fits his service to the club.
Right.
Club structure.
And again, I think taking that personality test, that would help us identifying, because sometimes we don't know many things about ourselves. So there are tests that are in the industry that can help us out. How we actually, there's a Tony Robbins test about how actually we are reacting under the stress and how we are being seen. So there's different kinds of ways of knowing our personality styles.
Yeah. Say the name of that test again.
It's I don't know if you know the Tony Robbins. He is a coach.
Oh, Tony Robbins.
So you just go to. I think he has it in the free tests that he offers. Like you can do it.
Yeah, I think there's other kind of personality tests that you can use as well. But that's interesting. I hadn't heard that one before.
Yeah.
I think
the diagram, and like the extroverted, introverted, NG, for example, E, those 4-letter tests. There's many.
Bruce, I think the mentor needs to be somebody that wants to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you just assign, if you just assign somebody, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. That's important. But I think mentorship, and unfortunately, our club used to have membership, used to have mentors.
Okay, welcome back. I hope you had a good little discussion. I know you couldn't discuss everything, but so would the group with Jesse report? Jesse,
Okay,
group.
sure. I'll share it. We could just go through the list. Share screen. We came up with a list of things we could do. Describe the committees of the club. Lay it farther down here. We said not just describe them, but have a new member attend committee meetings. Not necessarily to be part of them all, but just to see what they are. Point them to educational material, describe the areas of Rotary. Have them meet with key members. This idea was, meet with your foundation chair, meet with your president, meet with your international director, so that you could talk about what the club does. Share with a new member what's been done locally and internationally. So that could be with those committee chairs. Tell the member about the district and how it supports the club right off the bat. And that ties into another topic here that was discussed, is have each member commit to going to the district conference. That's where you learn more about Rotary outside of your club. Sign them up for Rotary Leadership Institute. Have them do a makeup at another club. This was part of our standard in my club for many years. You had to go see what another club was like. Assign a mentor. Some of the clubs do that. Require each member to be on a committee, at least one committee. Require them to be greeters, where they actually speak to all the members every week. Have new members do the invocation, four-way test, pledge. Show them how the club works. Have them attend a board meeting, just so they know the inner workings of the club. We already mentioned that. And certainly assign them a job. I was assigned a job within a couple of weeks of being in the club, but I think it's a good idea to give everybody a purpose. So those are our thoughts.
Okay, great. Jeff, would you go through your information?
Bruce.
Yeah,
Jeff?
it'd be me. I was the second group.
I'm sorry, Bruce. I'm
Although
sorry.
Jeff was
God,
there. Yeah, that's okay.
you don't look like Jeff.
Yeah, that's okay. So we had some of the things that we just heard about from Jesse. Jesse was a really good list there. One of the first things that was mentioned was, and if it hasn't already been done, when you are recruiting somebody to come in, they might have questions about, what's this going to cost me? And so the breakdown of the finances, what how much and where the money goes and that sort of thing. That can be done either before, but if it hasn't already been done, that's not a bad place to do that, especially ask if they have any questions about that for the orientation. And then, one thing we discussed was, to determine, why do people stay? Why do people leave? And I mentioned, and we discussed the fact that half of the new members that come into Rotary are gone within 3 years. And why is that? It's probably because it didn't meet their expectations. So expectations is very important. And we need to find out about that before, the members come and become a member and then get oriented. But it's something to think about. We talked about, what are their interests? What do they want to get involved with? And hopefully that goes along with, showing them all the different activities and things that we're doing, the different areas that we need people in. And again, we talked about expectations. We need to know, we want to make sure not only that we know what the expectations of our new members are, but also the members need to know what our expectations of them are, as far as attendance, participation in our fundraisers, participation in our activities and anything we're projects and stuff like that. We talked about maybe doing a survey, having them out for lunch and dinner, again, asking them what brings them to Rotary, what do you want to add to, to help the community. We had Monica had an interesting thought, and that was give them a personality test. I'm not sure that I would want to do a written personality test, but I wouldn't mind asking a few questions about, whether they're introverted, whether they're extroverted. I don't know whether I want to ask that or not, but hopefully we'd find out with a cleverly, created questions to determine how well they'll fit in. And then we talked a great deal about mentorship. And it's particularly who should be the mentor, not necessarily the sponsor. In fact, probably not the sponsor, but someone who's been trained, someone who's a volunteer and wants to help, not just somebody that you appoint. Say, oh, Fred, you're going to be Al's sponsor. No, let's make sure that we have people that are committed, that know a lot of information about the club and are willing to do the job. And that's about the end of our list.
Very good. Those are all great ideas. I wanted to give you one more tool when you do this. There is a thing called goals for the club that's entered in the central on the for Rotary International. And it might not be a bad idea to print out those goals for your club and give to a new member too, so they have a better idea of exactly what the club's doing. It's a good idea to fill it out too. Some people don't, but so it gives you information. You mentioned a survey. Sometimes it's very and difficult to design a good survey. Jeff knows this, and all of Bruce who worked on surveys for engaging other members other than new members. I suggest talking with 5 to 10% of your members individually for 5 to 10 minutes about their club, what they want to do, what's going on in the club, how they feel, and then go back and write a survey that fits those comments that they're talking about and needs, and then ask your members to fill that out. It'd be a very personal survey. There are many canned surveys. We have one here for Rotary give us, which is a very good survey, but you can personalize that survey to your club and to get your member, and they're going to feel more engaged if they're participating in that even. So engagement is very important for our members. I can say that, like I say, if you have your members engaged, you will not lose members. You'll lose a few, but you're going to gain members because they're going to be out there doing things that are going to feel wanted in their club. So it's very important. Personality test, Lord, I'd hate to take one now. Comes out as an old grump at this point. But it is nice to know your members, what they like to do. And some will work there. They may be introverts, but they'll do projects. They're quiet and they like to do different tasks. They'll let you know what they want to do. What do you feel about, they give some ideas on group engagement. How do you get your club, say your meeting as a whole, how do you get them to engage in a discussion about the club's needs, like a district assembly? I mean, a club assembly, excuse me. You're going to meet everybody at once, and you want to discuss engagement. So what are some general questions you would ask specifically to members as a group? They may be different once you ask in one-on-one. Ask them, what are they doing in Rotary? Why are they there? Some things that were brought up. You have them take turns standing up talking about it. Our club has had people stand up and talk about things like that. So stuff like this. But again, your ideas are great. You need to get your members engaged with knowledge. And that's, no one brought up, how long should an orientation be? 10 meetings, 1 meeting, 2, all year? What do you look at organization? When you designed that program, Bruce, how long was orientation?
It was probably 2 or 3 sessions. Each session could be an hour, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, we've done
the orientation. Jesse?
In the past, we've done checklists where they've got the checklist of things to do. Did you attend a board meeting? Did you attend a makeup meeting in another club? Have you met with the president? Have you met with the international director? So it's kind of self-paced. It's whenever they get the items done.
That's good. Any other ideas? It's hard to get people together for a meeting, so the checklist he has may be good. We have the advantage of Zoom with the member, one-on-one even with them.
Mhm.
Try to have fireside chats with new members
Very good.
away from the regular meeting.
That's true.
Yeah. One of the things I enjoyed that kind of did myself was just lunch with a past president.
That was brought up. That's a good idea. Communication, literally, to talk to each other. Any way you can do it, because the more that new member knows, or more the current member knows about Rotary, the more likely you are to get them to tag in on Dominic's projects because they know where they're going. And so it's very important. Well, I want to thank all of you for attending. I'm going to turn it back over to past Governor Dan, because I'm sure he has some parting wisdom.